Cubby blue blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old-style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Lucho Scali.
Son Ranto.
Michael.
Son Ranto.
Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Lucho Scali.
Lunch Ranto!
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. I always hated that song. I'm not singing it anymore. Screw that song. The game even got worse when it got in Shrek.
Yeah, I never saw Shrek. That's like outside of my, I can't be near schools. I can't watch Shrek.
And funny thing, you probably don't even know that you kind of resemble him.
I do know that, and he actually excites me, and that's part of the reason why I can't, because I only touch myself looking in the mirror. So seeing him, it's almost the same thing, and I don't have to go on and on.
You're a Shrekomaniac. Well, welcome to the Son Ranto Show. It's brought to you by the Bleacher Bunch Productions on the Fans First Network, bringing you such great shows as A Cubby Blue Baseball Rabbit Hole, the Cubs PS Plus podcast, Bricks Behind the Ivy, and Cubs Pod. Plus, of course, this show, Son Ranto.
We're the 69th best show.
Yeah, it's 69th best show, brought to you by 102 Patreon supporters. You're all super randers at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. And you should put hashtag chance in the chat immediately, because you could win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and or doom. Probably both, though, because I've got both for you. And we're brought to you by Matt Kammerer's Permanent Paintings and his Etsy store. And I got to show again. And also because this is bringing the two things that I love, which is awesome t-shirts from In the Clutch Shirts and Matt Kammerer's Permanent Paintings. This brings it all together in the Ranter Fest shirt.
And the third thing is Ranter Fest. Those are three things you love. And guess what? It's all about the Cubs. That's four things you love.
Four things.
And you're the center of it. So that's five things you love. You love being the center of attention, too.
I am actually not the center of it, because even though I'm planning the entire thing, I'm, ordering all the things we need for Ranter Fest. I am, putting all the parts in place to get everybody in. Bleacher Jeff is actually at the center of the thing. There he is as Jesus in the Last Supper.
That's fair. I can't believe you haven't had that changed. You had one more. You had one chance to do it.
Jeff is more popular than me amongst the people. Whereas
That's fair. He's a man of the people.
He's a man of the people. He pays a lot of money to be out there, the bougie bleacher. So I'll let him have this honor of being Christ on there. And plus, if you don't have Bleacher Jeff in the center here, you don't get Poncho Boy.
It's the only time he's going to be honor this year. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So anyway, Ranter Fest is August 2nd, coming up real soon. Get your tickets now, and you can get those at sunranto.com/ranterfest.
Still trying to sort it out. Still haven't figured out my California trip. I'm trying.
Get your butt to Chicago.
I know. I gotta see if I can just make the timing work. I'm really trying to make it happen. There's things I have to do in California, and I just gotta make it all coordinated. Having a pet is not as bad as having a child, but sometimes it feels like, especially a dog. I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do?
I mean, trust me, I know right now. I got a sick cat right now. I don't know if she got into something or something. Yeah, I do. I got a sick cat. And so I've been monitoring her, making sure. I had to bring her to the vet $400 later. You know what I mean? It's like,
did they give her some pain pills though? I like when they do that.
No, they basically gave her, they're like, oh, we're going to give her this medicine. And the medicine is Pepsid. It's Pepsid AC. And they charged me $40. And I'm like, this is $8 a bottle at Walgreens.
Yeah.
And so I went to Walgreens and got myself some Pepsid AC. And they're like, would you like more medicine? I'm like, no, we're good. Because I looked it up on my phone. And I went to Walgreens and I cut a Pepsid in half and I shoved it down her throat.
Right. Make sure your dosage is right. Same thing with the dog. My dog gets allergies. I'm like, Benadryl. Got it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it works. They're like, oh, it's Benadryl. Just give him half a pill. I was like, okay, yeah, done.
Exactly. So that's what's happening over here in Rocketville. So let's discuss this All-Star game.
It was awesome.
Oh, wait. First, I want to say hashtag change. I already said that. And Chris Salato's here saying it. So, and Jeff Rogowskis says, I could come on from the car if you want. Oh. And that's what Reese McGuire said. That's all I know. That's what I heard. Oh.
No, he said I could. No, Reese said I can come on the car.
Oh, I got you. David Elliott's here saying hashtag chance. Welcome, gents. I know this is a weird time to have a show. Jeff, drive safely. Don't come on from the car. We got it handled. But if you'd like to come on, and I'll just tell you about this now. Tomorrow on the Bleacher Bunch, we have DJ. God, now I'm screwing it up. DJ. I want to say Carrasco, but that's incorrect. Wait, where is it? DJ. Oh no, it is DJ Carrasco.
Hey,
DJ Carrasco. No, DJ Carrasco from Native Nations. He's an ex-pitcher in the major leagues. Maybe some of you guys have heard of him. He played for the White Sox, not the Cubs. But he's got a new organization that a friend of mine works for. Ball Hawk Dave's girlfriend, Megan, or Margaret. Well, Megan. Yeah, I know. I'm screwing it all up.
You're really having a tough time with the names today. Who am I?
But that's because I don't have my notes.
Oh, you know that's true. Right.
Yeah, I don't have my notes. So I'm looking on my phone. So I'm just all discombobulated. But Meg, she works for Native Nations. They help Native American athletes who are trying to play on travel ball teams. And DJ Carrasco runs the entire thing. He's going to come on the show, talk all about it. I'm hoping we could talk about some of the famous Native Americans from baseball history, because we're entire teams. And I'm looking forward to kind of doing a little research on that, because there's a rich history in baseball, and it's not a great history, but it's certainly an interesting history. Anyway, that's happening tomorrow. So I'll leave that there, and let's talk about the All-Star game, because the NL, they don't have a great record when it comes to the All-Star game. They've been better lately, but there were years there where the NL did not win baseball games in the Midsummer Classic. They just got their asses whooped. They'd lose 2-0. You watch this game?
How about this? I have 8 streaming services, and it was on none of the ones I have, but it was on the 8 other ones I don't have. But I did put it on the radio, and I watched all the fucking highlights, and I did all the things. So all the things I wanted to see, I saw. I listened to the game, which I tend to like to do more anyway. Like the baseball on the radio, there's something magical about it. It was a hot summer night here in Maine last night. It was 92 degrees. I was sitting in the backyard, and it was 80, I think, at game time. There were lightning bugs flickering in the backyard. There was static on the radio because there was a thunderstorm nearby. It was pretty magical.
That's great. Yeah, and Doug Glanville was on, and so you probably recognize his voice from being around on Marquee and everything. And Doug's been on the Son Ranto show. So, Doug was a part of our 2020 John Baker Day when we did Black Baseball in Chicago. And then, he's a New York Times columnist. I mean, I just love listening to him speak. He also has a cool, raspy voice,
Yeah, he's just cool.
He's
cool with a cool voice. And he's
the other guy's kind of a troll. Who's the other guy?
God, don't put me on the spot.
He kind of
more
sounded
names than you are. Yeah,
it's more of a regular kind of broadcast.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a fine broadcast. It's All-Star game too, so it's it is what it is. I would say, how about this? Big wins for the All-Star game. The uniforms were just, the uniforms are good. The fucking no patches, no other Comcast logos on helmets or hot dog logos on their arms or anything. It felt cool and old school. It was just a night of celebrating baseball.
Yeah. I mean, it started a little late for my tastes, and agreed. I know they got the whole East Coast or the West Coast to deal with, that they don't want to start too early before people are off work.
Try out here, dude.
Yeah, no, it was like midnight by the time that game ended. And, people got to work on Wednesday. And they don't really care about the All-Star game that much. It's like right in the middle of the season. I mean, and so that was my only problem with it. I mean, I feel like if they really want people to care about this game, why isn't it on a Saturday?
Right. Saturday afternoon. Yeah. Sunday after. How about Sunday afternoon? Sunday afternoon. After everybody's getting back from their day at the lake or at the beach, put that game on at 3:00, 5:00. Who knows? Early, just sit back, watch it with a couple beers.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I know. They don't want to lose a weekend of baseball at the stadiums. That's why they do it on a Wednesday.
Oh,
so if you're going to do it, how about some day baseball? Yeah, in the summertime. Because, dude, do it maybe a week early, 4th of July week, when 90% of this country isn't working anyway. Yeah, it's like Christmas week, 4th of July week. You try to call and do business with anybody, they're like, yeah, everybody's out this week. No surgeries this week. All the surgeons are at their lake houses.
Yeah. Instead, they do it a week later when everybody's back at work, trying to catch up from all the shit they missed over 4th of July.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another bumbling thing that baseball is not understanding that that it's a dumb thing for them to do. And I never liked the All-Star game, probably partly because of that. Also, there were never any Cubs in it, so I didn't really have rooting interest.
You have a poor history in your childhood when you would have really caught on to it, because there was some love for me. I mean, even as I got older, I mean, New York.
Danberg.
I was probably just moving to Chicago or leaving New York, and I remember Pedro striking out the side, and that was really cool. But even way before that, as a kid, I would just get so excited because there'd always be a couple Red Sox in it. We had the different kind of history. You guys just sucked all the time. We were always on the verge of winning and could never fucking close the deal. So it was a different kind of heartache and pain.
So but speaking of things that I don't know if people like it or not, but baseball's doing it anyway. There were a few changes in the All-Star game, including the ABS system, which we watched in the spring training.
It felt different in the All-Star game. Because it was in the regular season, it felt more severe. It felt more, I don't know, preseason. I just let it happen. All right, they're going to do this thing, whatever. It felt, you can feel it coming.
Well, and there were some consequential calls, that were challenged with the ABS system. And what I enjoyed about it was that it kept the crowd kind of into it. They're like, oh, did you get it right? And everybody looks up at the board and stuff. But is that just because it's a shiny new toy for fans, or
maybe, but that's not what the end result's going to be. The end result is going to be it's just going to be the computer. It's just going to be the robot,
and
that
you are out.
Yeah, and that just takes something away from it. I don't know. I don't know. I guess with replay and slow-mo and all the fucking angles we have now, they better get the calls right. I guess if we can get it right, it seems like in a consequential game in the playoffs, when they fucking miss a call and everybody knows they missed a call and it costs a game or comes close to costing a game, it seems pretty stupid that somebody can't just fucking call down and say, hey, we fucked that up. Let's fix that.
Well, and the thing about the strike zone specifically, it's any part of the ball touches the strike zone. There's going to be pitches that do not look like strikes to you called strikes, right. And
it'll widen the zone a little bit. I think it'll raise it, and the severe part is it's going to lower it.
It's not going to be what you're used to. That's for sure. And it's not going to be but a lot of the guys coming up, they've had this ABS system. So if you ask the players, I don't know if they like having it or not. Probably they're as split on it as we are. Just another thing to think about. But you can look like a total jerk if you challenge something and you're wrong. It's funny. Right. I mean, it's kind of funny. You can definitely look like more of a jerk. So you have to have, I was thinking about this in terms of what it means for the players' personalities, because you're going to have guys that just when they always are like, I'm safe. And you're like, dude, you're out by 3 feet. What are you fucking talking about? You're out of your mind. Right. And there's going to be a guy that ruins every at bat by challenging everything. No, that's a strike. That's a ball, and pitchers that can do it. There's going to be guys that have reputations of being hotheads and challenging stuff the way they shouldn't do it.
I know, but I feel like we're going to lose a lot of that. I already feel I miss the days of Billy Martin coming out on the field and just fucking throwing a tantrum, and there's still guys that'll do that sometimes, and those things happen. but I feel like at some point the computers will just get more and more accurate, I would guess, and then it just won't matter.
Like,
nobody's going to do it. They're just going to trust it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with the challenge system, it keeps the umpire in there. Right. It's just like, hey, John Henry, we're watching you, work that steam shovel.
Yeah, but it's probably going to be some guy in the where is Major League Baseball office at? Where are they in New York?
Well, if yeah, they are. Yeah. But if where if it's a strike or a ball, you could just be like, ding, strike, man, ball. Ding, strike, ball. I mean,
that's what it's going to be.
You don't need an umpire.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that's what's going to happen. And he'll be there maybe for challenges, but it'll be some guy in a booth in New York on a video screen.
Why even have any of that?
I know.
Just have a strike zone and green means.
And then you remove the challenges finally. And you're like, well, no, we're going to trust the system and you guys are just going to have to live with it.
I mean, we've been saying this on this show forever. Like, why don't they have sensors in the gloves and the bases and the shoes and they've got sensors in every freaking thing else. They're watching everything else that happens.
You watch tennis and the technology actually seems to have maybe made it better, more skilled. And people watch the NFL and they're like, how do we keep getting calls where where the ball doesn't have a sensor in it? We don't know that it's crossed the goal line. Like a fucking horn should go off as soon as it goes. You know what I mean? There should be some kind of sensor in it. And it seems crazy to me that they're like looking at all these camera angles and the refs are like, he's in. You're like, dude, he was fucking fell down 5 feet before the fucking ball crossed.
His head fell off. He's literally decapitated.
What are you talking about?
And then, so that, people tuned in for that. Clint Nathan's here. He goes, once the Cubs left the game, I only tuned in for the ABS challenges. And he points out that Stowers lost his challenge. And so it's kind of funny because it's hilarious to me that they're going to be like, oh, well, all right. I guess I'll go back to the dugout. I mean, I think you'll see that.
Yeah. I just think for a little bit, though. I think at some point they don't. And I think then it becomes more mechanical and maybe boring. I don't know. But it's coming, so maybe it makes the sport better and more skilled, but it takes some of the personality out of it. It takes some of just there's a history to umpires and whatnot, and it's nice that both teams have a common enemy on the field.
Yeah, and now you don't have an umpire to blame. That was John Baker's point. He's like, you're going to miss umpires. He's like, you love Joe West. He's like, I love Joe West. He's like, and now you're going to miss him. Like, who I don't miss is Angel Hernandez. I do not miss that guy.
No, not at all.
And I'm not going to miss CB Buckner, criminally blind Buckner. Not going to miss him.
But you love to hate them. You enjoy hating them.
Yeah, exactly. And
you get pissed when they're coming to do a big game, but you're also excited when they're there in a regular season game. You're like, I'm just going to lean on this guy all night. This is what I'm doing tonight. Me and Angel Hernandez are going to have words.
Yeah, exactly. And it's part of the entertainment. I mean, what do you want to watch, math? Because that's what it's going to be. Terry E says you'll always have a home plate umpire for safe and out calls, foul tips. You could, but you don't really need them for that either. The computer can know whether the bat touched it with a sensor. It can know whether the guy's safe or out, whether if there was a ball sensor and a glove sensor and a batting running mitt sensor. You could figure it out.
I also have to assume that just the balls and strike calls is just the beginning of the technology. I think, we can't even fathom what it looks like in 5 years, with AI and everything. Maybe the TVs just do it, we don't know.
Well, they probably already can. I think that technology is probably already there. And then there's certainly a technology now where you can put Clark the Cub on a baseball bat.
Yeah, dude. So that was like a high from the game, is that all these guys with the custom bats and stuff. And what I really wanted to know, and maybe you can answer this for me, since Clark doesn't wear any pants, was he just holding his dong?
Yeah, exactly. It's a perfect way to dong. You dong with Clark's dong in your hands.
Right, because it's just his head, and then it kind of turns into his body. But I'm just
right where your hands go.
You're just holding him by the prick.
Right by the bat.
What if he goes limp?
Well,
like mid-swing.
Then you'll probably foul it off.
Jesus.
Or you'll hit a little dribbler.
Right. What if he dribbles on you?
Well, then
What if you
probably
squeeze
go
so
to
tight
jail.
he busts a nut right in the middle of fucking right on TV?
Well, I mean, isn't that good for ratings? Rob Manfred would
I
be like, "Hey,
guess.
more of that."
We had the cup smash, and we had the testicle, the celebratory testicles. Like, grabbing it, swinging with a dong is just kind of the next thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's just it's the progression of it all. I
Yeah.
mean, PCA is a superstar. It was awesome to see him in there. He hit a double.
I did. I saw the highlights from the telecast, and they interviewed him while he was out in the field, and he's great. He really is. For a meth head, he really keeps his composure and holds it together, and it was good. But he said something great, which I really liked, and it was just off the cuff. They asked him, you're becoming a superstar, and a lot of kids really want to emulate you and play like you. What do you say to those kids that want to play like you? And I don't know. I don't remember exactly what he said. Maybe you do, but he basically said something to the fact. He said, I want them to know that, to be themselves. Like, I want them to be who they are. And just the way he said it, it was, I don't know.
Well,
it was cool. And for, it was cool for a young guy to just be so very cool.
My takeaway from what he said was to be yourself, and that there are many different skill sets that are needed in baseball. And don't try to be me; just try to be the best you can be.
Right.
And
but I think it's a life lesson too. We're not all the same. So find your strengths and ride those, and know your weaknesses and ride those too. I think some people do best when they're really self-aware of their weaknesses and know how to work around them or work with them or whatever, I mean, that's why you don't drink anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I had a weakness for the bottle, and I'm like, you know what? Now I'm just going to designate to drive my drunk friends, even though it's funny because Johnny Onomatopoeia is getting married on October 4th, and it's going to be in New York City. And I said, now that I'm sober, I'm happy, if you need, people driven around here and there, I'm happy to do that stuff. And Johnny's like, I'm not going to entrust my family and friends to you. You're blind. You drive like shit. He is like, I drive like I bicycle. Like, I'm just taking stop signs as kind of suggestions.
You drive like you're drunk. When you're sober, you're probably better when you're drunk because you're more nervous.
Because I'm I don't want to get pulled over. I know.
Right. No,
I'm blowing reds. I'm like, oh, that was a red.
You, sir, are a menace to society behind the
wheel. I've biked more than I've driven in my life. So if you can imagine biking in the city and apply that to a guy in a Kia Soul, then that's what you get. Anyway, so I'm not leaning into my driving abilities. I have not ever taken a job as a driver because I know, like PCA, that is not one of my strengths.
Right.
So, so he was in. Kyle Tucker made a real nice catch, so that was nice to see. Play in left field,
running straight at each other.
Yeah, well, and so they knew how to do that. So that's good. And that they did. Eugenio Suarez got plugged in the hand, which I was like, no, our third baseman. No, the Cubs third baseman for the rest of the year. Don't hit him.
Don't hit him.
We need him.
How did you feel about seeing, the guy we trade Javi, we get PCA, and they're both center fielders for their respective clubs?
Anything Javi does is fine by me. It's a shame the Cubs couldn't. Shame he's not the Cubs third baseman.
Yeah.
He could be right now.
He should be.
Yeah. And then that would be better. But what really was frustrating, speaking of third base, is Zach freaking McKinstry in an all-star game. And I'm like, what? Like, he was terrible for us.
Terrible.
And they were talking about him on the radio broadcast. They're like, oh, little change of scene, gets in there. He's like, they're letting him play all over the field. He's like a Ben Zobrist for the Tigers. And I'm like, what the crap?
It's wild. That's a guy on a good team taking advantage and feeling safe and not having to worry about anything, just playing above himself. That's what it feels like to me.
And he's like kind of a bench guy anyway. And then, but we've got Justin freaking Turner and Vidal Brujan now.
I know.
What the crap? And
What happened?
McKinstry's an all-star. Like, dude, he's making league minimum. Like Vidal Brujan's probably making, more than that. I don't know what he's making.
It's
But
crazy.
it pissed me off when I heard that Zach McKinstry was in the game, and I was like, ugh.
Well,
Horrible.
and also just, I mean, what, half the episodes we've done this year, we've talked about third base.
Yeah, well, we don't have one still.
No, I know.
Matt
That's
Shaw's
what I'm
not
saying.
ready. Yeah.
So it's frustrating to see that. And, I don't think he was the answer, right? But
who? We don't know who the answer is.
right. No, right. So,
yeah, I mean, there hasn't been one yet.
What did you think? We can jump around, right? We can talk about the beginning of the game, the end of the game, whatever. It just kind of on my.
You want to do the end of the game?
Yeah, I want to talk about that because that's not something they're ever considering, right? I mean, because they've already changed the overtime rules.
It is. I mean, I think it is something they're considering because it kind of feels like.
Doesn't that just change like the dynamics of what kind of players you put on your team? It's frustrating. Also, is it just another fucking square kick in the nuts to every Cubs fan who didn't watch Schwarber to go? And by the way, I was the first one to be like, get that fucking guy out of here because he's a DH.
Yeah,
and I think he is. And I think that's his best position. I just didn't think it was actually going to happen in the National League. I thought there was no fucking way that was going to happen, even though we knew it was coming.
You didn't like, as a Red Sox fan, you didn't like his work at first base.
No, but I loved him on the Red Sox. Everybody in Boston was fucking pissed when they didn't spend the money to sign him. Like, it was just, what a disaster.
Speaking of DH, look at the shirt I'm wearing.
F the DH.
F the DH. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this shirt.
I bet,
actually.
I bet.
So especially on the north side of Chicago from
Yeah.
people my age. But Kyle Schwarber, he should be a Cub. And then people have pointed out, they're like, and technically they only saved $3 million because they freaking panicked and got Jock Peterson, and then they traded him. Then they salary dumped that kind of halfway through the year for Bryce freaking Ball, who's not even in organized baseball anymore. Like,
there's nothing more frustrating when you see your team let go great players and then sign somebody who's half of what that person is, or maybe has potential for just a little bit less. And you're like, what the fuck was this for? Why did we do this? What a waste.
Yeah.
Unless they were a problem, and I don't think he was. I think he was kind of beloved on that team. So I don't know.
He was. They got sick of his game. And I think they would have traded him a long time before if they could have, and they never probably could match up. And everybody's mad about it. And
they didn't know what to do with him, but they didn't have the foresight to see that the DH was coming down the road as I didn't. And
how could they not? I mean, he played for them in 2020.
I know, yeah.
And it was 2021 when they let him go. In 2020, they had the DH because apparently pitchers hitting gives you COVID. I don't know. Was that one of the symptoms?
I guess so. Yeah.
COVID, one of the symptoms was a designated hitter.
I think it was. I think it is. I think it's actually, when you take those medicines and they list all the things, that's like when they say you take the COVID vaccine, they're like, not good if you're a DH.
I miss COVID. Those are the good old days.
I don't know if. No, I don't think so. I don't know that was the good old days. It was, you know what? It is a weird thing because there are a lot of people whose lives became a little bit better during COVID.
Yeah, because they get
working from home, didn't have to spend 2 hours in the car every day, got to spend more time with their families. And that wasn't great for everybody, but for a lot of people, it was great.
Yeah, but what if you were worked at a grocery store and you were an essential worker? For 2 weeks, they gave you an extra $5. It was incredible.
Or opened a restaurant in the middle of it and wouldn't pay, like other companies where they'd give them money to not open. They're like, well, there's nothing we can do for you. And that's fine. I don't expect any handouts. But then we had to be open, but we, instead of letting 70 people in the restaurant like we could have 10 people in the restaurant. And I was like, oh, that's exciting because we're not going to make any money. Yeah. And we lost money every night, but we had to just fucking fight through it. So
Yeah, well, it's good that you didn't take any of that government money, because I guarantee you that part of like their building of these alligator Alcatraz is coming for the likes of you, sir.
I
And
can't wait, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, you're getting a boa constrictor up the rear. And I'll see you there too because of my Facebook posts.
Yeah, you probably right ahead of me, honestly.
Yeah, I might go first, just for this show alone.
Yeah, I think this show would put us away.
So, so we didn't even talk about the home run derby, but that's what it is in the end. Well, first of all, the home run derby happened. Cal Raleigh won. He predicted it as a child. I'm like, so
adorable.
Does every freaking 10-year-old boy. They're like, and I'm the winner of the home run derby, even if you lost. You said it.
I laughed. I was like, they just had the video, because I think I won every World Series with 2 outs in the ninth.
Yeah.
You know, and won every home run derby. I hit every 3-point shot to end the game. Yeah. Even in the 80s when 3-point shooting wasn't a thing.
You were hitting threes.
I was hitting because I loved Larry Bird, and he could hit threes. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So they end it. Kyle Schwarber wins it for the NL by hitting dongs on 3 straight balls. Was it 3 straight pitches, or did he let one go? I forget. I was listening, so I did. It's funny because the announcers didn't really know what to do with it. They're like, "How do we call this?"
I think it was 3 straight balls. I was actually just trying to look it up.
Somebody tell us if they remember. But I was listening on the radio, and it's funny because they were kind of in awe of that. What was even happening. And Doug Linville was like, I don't even think the players know how this works.
Yeah.
Because they all were standing around scratching their heads, and Doug's like, oh, I've seen this face. The players are confused.
And I would say a side note to the whole thing, the Red Sox won in 2004, right? So all is forgiven, but there was years and years. There was 56. There was 70, 78. There was 1986 with the ball going through Buckner's legs, just one of those things. But there was also 2003, Aaron fucking Boone hitting a home run. And I think you were at the bar with me when it happened. I literally just turned and looked at everybody and just I started welling up, and I just walked the fuck out. I was like, I can't believe we just fucking lost to the Yankees again. It wasn't even the World Series, but we were going. That was it. We were going to fucking go. And last night I said, Aaron fucking Boone again. And I don't care that much about an all-star game, but
you just hate that guy.
What a fucking shit coach. Tell me this. You have Aaron Judge, right?
He was already gone.
I know, but I think they could have brought him back in and used him. I think they were able to do that. He had Vlad Guerrero on that team. They had the big dumper, the guy who won the home run derby the night before. And they have 3 fucking guys that I honestly never even fucking heard of. And I watch a lot of baseball. I recognize them, but I was not enough to fucking know who they were.
Here's Ron Coomer,
Randy something or other. I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And I'm seeing Schwarber on the other side. I was like, I already knew what was going to happen before it happened. I was like, this is so stupid. So Aaron Boone's a fucking moron. Thank God he's a Yankees coach.
Yeah, I'll give it to you too. I have. Oh, it doesn't even show. Wait, no, it does. I'm just not. Batter 1, batter 2. It doesn't. The hell, batter 1 homers. Even the freaking rundown of the game doesn't even know what happened.
And Clint said Judge is already in the showers, and that may
exactly.
be the case, but I do. But
Ohtani's
I do
on a
believe.
plane.
Right, but I do believe if they were still there in the stadium, I thought they said on the radio broadcast that they could use anyone on the roster.
They could.
They didn't have to have guys that were still in the game.
Yeah.
And if somebody had been so they could have used those guys, but maybe they all went home because they had, whatever.
Maybe
which is also another reason, fucking, if the players don't even want to be there to hang out with all those fucking other guys after the game and shit like that, why are they doing this shit?
Yeah. And Terry E says they predetermined the day before who the guys were going to be if it went to extras, which they were probably like, hey, Aaron Judge, you want to do it? And the odds that it's going to go to extras are pretty slim. Maybe you got a 10% chance that it might happen, and it happened. But, so they probably didn't really care. But like you said, if this was the way they really did it, it would totally change who you'd have on your roster. Everybody would want Kyle Schwarber, that big dude that could just come in and hit like batting practice gongs. And like also it's so uncompetitive because you like have your own guy pitching to him, you know what I mean? Just throw him
right.
teeing it up for him and throwing meatballs.
The big dumper and Aaron Judge and Schwarber and a couple of those guys would make another $10 million a year. You know, Ohtani would just, how much would that guy get paid? Could he even gamble away that much?
I wonder if they would do a thing like, okay, runner on second for 12 innings, then we're going home run derby. Like, but you would still want to try to win those games and at least have one guy. And maybe it would be somebody you could bring back in. And so everybody wants that one guy anyway. So, like, who would our guy be now?
Right. I don't know. It's
who would the Cubs guy be? I mean, would you put Suzuki in there?
Yeah.
Tucker? PCA?
Yeah.
I mean, PCA's got a home run swing. So, and then, anyway, I kind of like it. I kind of don't. It's fine for the freaking All-Star game. I don't care about the All-Star game anyway, but
I agree.
I don't think I want it in regular baseball. I don't even want the stupid runner on second. I think that's
I don't like the runner on second either. It's probably fine for minor league too. Like, you don't want those games going on forever. Those guys are there. It's developmental. The fans aren't paying a lot. You know, it's a lot of kids at those games. You don't want people sitting there till fucking, you know, whatever. I think the longest game in baseball history was a Red Sox minor league game. I just remember Wade Boggs played in it.
So a little bit more Cubs news is that there was the draft, which we didn't really talk about too much, but they got a bunch of pitchers in like not the later rounds, but like, you know, the day 2 rounds. They took a bunch of pitchers that, you know, all named Caleb pretty much because, you know, Gen Z or whatever they are now, the iPad generation.
Yeah. They're all named Caleb. It's like if you're not allowed to play baseball anymore.
Yeah, Caleb with a K as well. It's the C's are over. No, you know, we're not doing those. But so we got a bunch of guys, but their number 1 pick was a guy named Ethan Conrad from Wake Forest.
Yep.
Who's an outfielder. So that was kind of a surprise. And then they chose another outfielder, and I thought it was named Kane Kepley, whose former name was Caleb. Don't worry about it. At least there's 2 Ks, and it's got a cutesy name. He's from North Carolina. So there's those first 2 picks, and I thought it was hilarious. Right. Everybody's like, okay, bye-bye Owen Casey. Guess we're not getting Kyle Tucker. And I'm like, no, this has nothing to do with any of that. Like,
it doesn't, because they're so far down, but it does make you think, oh, great, no more Kyle Tucker. They're not going to extend PCA. Here we go. Fucking youth movement forever. You start to feel that way. You're like, why are you doing that? But I think in this day and age, I think there's enough information out there. Like, there's not a lot of pitchers who are drafted in that first round that really end up being who everybody thought they were going to be, right? So you take these position players and you go out and you steal the fucking pitching from people who are better at developing it than you are. I think that's the answer. It's so unreliable drafting pitchers in those high picks. So you just go out and get the best position players available, and they're worth something.
Yeah, Terry points out one thing is for sure: if you're a position player, you've got a bum shoulder. Jed is in on you. Hey, that's what was PCA's story, and look what happened there. He's a freaking all-star. And Clint says we need new owners, and that is the understatement. It needs to be owned by the fans. That's my opinion. That the workers should own the means of production. Oh no, here I go to Alligator Alcatraz. So I don't really want to get into the draft because I don't know anything about these guys. And
I'll say it again. It's not that far from 2016. Can you imagine just 9 years later that we'd be like, this fucking ownership group has to go. They brought a fucking championship to Chicago. They put together a really great fucking team. I know they didn't do it. I understand there were players already in place, but I'm saying under their leadership, it happened. It actually happened. And it's hard to make it happen in the year because a lot of things have to go your way and everything has to work out just right. But to think that would happen, because the Red Sox have gone through the same thing. We hate the Red Sox ownership here. And they saved, not only did they save the team, they saved the fucking stadium. You know, just like the Red Sox will be in Fenway forever. They rebuilt that whole neighborhood, and it's good in Boston. I don't think it's as good in Chicago. I don't know. Maybe it is. I think people liked it better in Boston because it was kind of a dump over there in some ways, you know? It still had the feel of Wrigley with all the bars and shit around it, but it was like a lot of nightclubs and like hardcore. It was like New York City nightclub kind of feel. And you're just like, yeah, it's a little fucking gross over here.
It wasn't like sports bars like Wrigleyville is.
Exactly. And some of it was, but yeah, now it is. But
now Wrigleyville's like Nashville.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's crazy. It's nuts. But just to think that in just a short amount of time, that would be the sentiment in Chicago.
Yeah.
In Boston. Fuck these guys. Get them out of here.
We even got sick of Joe Madden. He was like the best manager the Cubs ever had, you know. And they're like, everybody's still mad about it. Well, I'm still mad about him taking out Hendricks. But in AI doesn't work news, everybody's been talking about how the Cubs have an easy second half schedule, like a lighter second half. It is simply not true. And then I type in AI, I'm like, Cubs easy schedule, looking for, or not AI, Google, looking for an article that might be about this. Like Bleacher Nation probably put something out about the Cubs easy schedule.
Right.
And what I got was AI results that said 56 of the remaining 80 games are against teams with losing records. And I'm like, okay, let me fact check that. It is just simply untrue. It's not true. And so if you're hearing this crap, I mean, it's just not true. They even have like the Red Sox. I mean, we'll talk about it after the break when we get to the Red Sox, but they're a good team. They're in third place, but you have a winning record.
Yes.
Then we play. Let's see, I'm on the wrong page now.
And we're the hottest team.
Hottest team in baseball. You won 10 in a row. Well, 11 of the last 12.
Nothing like being on a hot streak and having the fucking All-Star break take a dump in the middle of it. So
we do play the Royals and the White Sox the rest of this month, which the White Sox stink, but they're going to at least take one because it's the crosstown thing. And you got the Royals in that, like, you know, they were in first place until very recently but they still got like Bobby Witt Jr. and guys like that. So it's like, granted, they're under 500, but what I've noticed is that with the exception of like 4 teams, like who just are really terrible, everybody else is hovering around 500. You know, so even they're under 500. Yeah, 3 under.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we're 3 over. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like even like, and we got some, you know, Central Division rivals, but games to come up with. And you still got games against the Rockies. Like I get it, but it is not as easy as everybody thinks. Like, is Atlanta under 500 right now? I forget. Now I'm off that page, but
I'll open it up.
They may be, but here I can't see on that page. But anyway, we got a bunch of games against Atlanta, but we still got the National. We do have a somewhat weaker schedule, but it's not how people are making it out to be. That's the only point that I want to put out. And
Atlanta 442, they are 42 and 53.
Yeah, so that's under, but they still got pretty good players, and you know you could catch them at a time. So when I saw AI telling me that 56 of the 80 games are against teams with losing records, I was like, that does not sound correct, and it is not. It is incorrect. So don't listen to AI ever, is what I'm saying, because it just doesn't know what it's talking about.
When I see you next, I'm going to show you a conversation in a chat I've had with AI. I had it doing some work for me, and it kept lying to me about when the product was going to be done. It took 6 weeks, and then it finally said, if you want to call our supervisors and call the help desk, I've been lying to you this whole time. I was like, what the fuck? It was insane. And it was literally, I wrote a story, I had it edit for me, and then I wanted to print it on a certain page with some drawing in the back and turn it into a little booklet. And it was like, oh, I'm doing this, and this. It was 4 things it had to do, and it was a fucking disaster. And it's insane. And I just I asked it to do something else the other day, and it just kept doing it wrong. And I was like, that's wrong. I know this is wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot of people who use it religiously to do their work. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I would double check everything.
Well, exactly. And that creates work in and of itself when you just got to double check everything. It's like, I could have just written it right in the first place. But anyway, we'll get into that later. Why don't we just take a real quick break? Please join us at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. And also shop at In the Clutch and use code SunRanto for 10% off your purchase. That's all coming. By the way, I was hoping to have the shirts up by today. They are going to be up very, very soon, but they'll be at In the Clutch, and that's where you can buy them all as well. And the new Ranter hats. We're getting Cubes fan on a hat.
Cool. Danny, before I take my Cubsdom off and just release my ranterness and just go full fuck you fucking Cubs. This is fucking Boston talking. The All-Star break is here. We're just about to enter the other side of it. First half of the season, as good, way better, worse than you anticipated, and how you feeling about just what's happened so far?
It's better than I anticipated because of the performance of the guys that were in the All-Star game. And that's
100%.
PCA. That's PCA. Less so Kyle Tucker, because I expected this out of him. So I was like, oh, we got him. I'm like, good. That might solve the lineup issue where you don't have a slugger. And it did. So that is about what I expected. But PCA to kind of come out and have this monster season, it didn't come out of nowhere. He's a first round pick, but it certainly was a pleasant surprise that it happened so quickly like it did.
His ceiling was not this to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think he's outperforming what I ever expected from him. It's the power part of it for sure.
Power part. And then the other thing is Matt Boyd, who I don't think anybody expected was going to be an all-star this season. And when you have Justin Steele go down and have Managa injured for a part of the year, and then for guys like Matt Boyd and Colin Ray, who's actually your second half starter. I don't know why they're doing that, but they are, because Colin Ray pitches every day in Craig Counsell's mind. And so is it those are the reasons why, and that's the surprising part, in
the bullpen, just, I got to give the front office, the coaching staff, a lot of credit. I'll keep saying it. They kept making changes and moves, and it worked. And it's working. It may not hold. It may be just fucking smoke and mirrors and duct tape and fucking screwdrivers jammed in everywhere, holding this fucking thing apart together. But it worked for the first half. We'll see what happens in the second half.
There's stuff about it that I don't like, but we can also talk about that in the second half when we discuss our opposing teams, which we go from having the same team. Well, no, you never. Cubs are always your second fiddle, really, in your heart of hearts. There's nothing you can do about who you rooted for with your dad as a kid.
It's laundry, man. It's all laundry, and that was the laundry that I had always. So,
but we'll be right back in 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Please subscribe to us, and we'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch.
In the clutch, in the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code BleacherBunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch, in the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Oh no, costume change. Oh no.
Hey,
You look like Daryl Evans.
Dwight Evans.
Yeah, Dwight Evans.
I was actually going to put my Dwight Evans road jersey on, and I was like, I don't fucking know where it is. So I got my David Ortiz on. I got little Red Sox cap on, and I came here to tell you, fuck you, you motherfucker. You're fucking going down. You fucking cocksuckers can suck my fucking dick. Fucking Boston's coming into fucking Wrigley Field, and there's not a fucking thing you fucking cockholes can do about it. You fucking potato head, fucking sausage eating fucking losers in that fucking trash can of a fucking stadium. How the fuck do you fucking live with yourselves? North side of Chicago. That's where all the queers live.
Oh, that's the classic Boston. The chef's kiss to the homophobia at the end.
Yeah.
No, you must be upset though that right before the All-Star break, you're playing like you got your ass on fire. You're going nuts. You're winning 10 in a row.
Yeah.
You've only lost once in July, and then you get basically the kicker iced and.
It's brutal.
All-Star break, and now you got to press the reset button, and you got to keep winning because you're in third place right now.
Yeah,
you got it. You dug yourself a hole, and you're trying to dig out of it right now. And
this is the team that everyone expected this year, and it took till now. So now they're fucking playing from way behind, and. You know, I said it before. I think
far behind. I mean, they're
well,
3 games behind the Blue Jays right now. Who the Cubs, by the way, is one of the teams that we still have to face in first place in the AL East.
Right.
Yankees. I mean, you got 4 teams in your division with winning records, including the Rays.
And was it last year? The year before, Baltimore won 100.
Well, and the Orioles aren't that bad. I mean, they're 43 and 52. It's not they're the freaking White Sox or something.
They've been hurt, so
yeah, and so that'll happen. You'll have a lost season like that, and but the Orioles still have some talent. They fired their manager, I think, Brandon Hyde.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Red Sox they're getting their kicker ice, and the only thing is you do not play well on the road. You're 4 games under 500 on the road, so you must be just hitting them on the monster.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox, it's kind of been the curse of the Red Sox for, I don't know, since like 1952. They built that team for the stadium.
Mm-hmm. You're like some guy that can hook it down the right field line and smash him off the monster.
Yeah, I mean, that right field, that short field, the right field, and then the monster just plays well, and you play for it. You know, you play to score runs. So that's the team. I feel good about the second half. I think this team's ready to go. I didn't love the Devers move, but I understood the Devers move. He seemed like a cancer in the team ever since spring training. He did not like the Bregman signing, and he was a big fucking baby about it. And also, I think he's kind of pulling the same shit and has sucked since he's gone to San Francisco. So it doesn't look like a terrible move. I think everybody was really upset about it is because the ownership just keeps doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And
you lost Mookie Betts.
Yeah, the Mookie Betts thing was the fucking that was it, right? So and there were a couple other things like that. And then to see a guy like Chris Sales, who everybody in Boston was ready to say goodbye to because he had a fucking terrible couple of years and several years in Boston. He was just hurt the whole fucking time. He was good 15 times on the mound in 6 years or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But then, he goes and wins a Cy Young award and he's like, it just sucked. He just left. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, here he goes. He's going to be fucking awesome for the rest of his career after he was awesome before he got to Boston.
Yeah.
Work out. He said that as much. He's like, I have so many regrets and I feel fucking awful about what I did and what happened to Boston. He said it wasn't on purpose. It just happened. He just couldn't stay healthy.
And you got Craig Breslow, so you changed the front office a little bit because you stole Craig Breslow from the Cubs, who he's going to actually have quite a bit of information about the Cubs pitching staff. So I'm sure he's like calling down and be like, hey, you could do this against this guy. You could do that against that guy. You know, 100%. I don't know how much he's involved because, you know, Craig Breslow I guess this is a promotion for him, you know, but so he's overseeing the whole system, but he was in the trenches as far as developing players with the Cubs went. So, and building their pitching infrastructure. People were sad to lose him. And you've brought back a couple of guys that the Cubs used to have, like Michael Fulmer. Is he playing for you, or is he like just kind of just up and down and like a
up and down? Up and down.
He was never really a Cub, you know, just ex-Tiger guy. And he had a great pedigree, but never worked out. Ended up in the pen. Sean Newcomb, was on the Cubs during 2022, I think. And then Aroldis Chapman.
And then Chapman, who went to the All-Star game, and he's back. Mr. 112 miles an hour, fucking cleaned up his act, and he really is one of the goddamn fucking stars.
Yeah, Clinton says Fulmer got DFA'd and the Cubs picked him up and DFA'd him too. Exactly. Because I was surprised recently to be like, wait, Michael Fulmer's on the team? He was on the 40-man. I wonder if he's on the Cubs or the Red Sox right now. Not that I think of it, because that was.
I remember he got down. I thought they DFA'd him, but I thought they were going to sign him again.
I'm going to see.
I don't remember what happened.
Well, he doesn't look like he's on our 40-man. Is he on your 40-man? Where in the world is Michael Fulmer playing? That's what I could do. Anyway, who cares what Michael Fulmer's doing? But you got Bregman. I think he should have been a Cub. That would have been the thing that the Cubs could have done to solidify third base instead of like figuring, you know, giving Matt Shaw the job and not having it work out. And then, but I did want to bring up one thing. You've won 10 in a row. I know you're flying high and, you know, calling everybody cheese-eating cocksuckers. But you beat Washington. You beat Colorado. And then you beat the Rays. And the Rays, you know, they're not terrible, but, you know,
splitting with the Rays is a win for the Red Sox. It's just that fucking team that drives us fucking crazy. Doesn't matter how good they are or how bad they are. It's never good. It's never fucking good, and I don't know why. It just
breaking news.
Oh, Royals.
So we get to see him next week. Oh, sorry, I took Cubs Davis's job.
Oh shit!
It said who was coming in next.
Damn it!
But here's the thing about the Boston offense. You're fifth by OPS, so it's a decent hitting team.
Yes,
but you also strike out a lot. It's like
that's what we do. We strike out,
feast
but
and famine.
It's feast, famine, and we rake. And then
you steal bases, not as many as the Cubs do, but you do steal quite a few bases. Yeah. You're fifth in runs scored, where the Cubs are second in runs scored. So hot weekend at Wrigley, hitting them in the well, hitting them in the corner, getting stuck in the ivy, running the bases. Going to be a wild weekend, maybe.
Or we're looking at a bunch of 1-0, 2-1, 3-1 games because that's
what I said. Yeah, because I said the other thing's going to happen, so the opposite will happen. And then, but the pitching, it's like both teams, as far as ERA goes, it's been pretty average, but the Cubs bullpen has been significantly better than the, team ERAs are neck and neck, fourth and fifth. Yeah. But the one thing that is the real outlier for the Cubs, and you guys strike out a lot, but the Cubs out of the bullpen do not strike out anybody. They are worst in baseball. 30th out of 30.
Which is helpgive for us in close games.
So one thing we don't do is walk a lot of guys, whereas Boston kind of does out of the pen. You give up half a walk more per on average, but Boston, they do not give up the long ball out of the pen. Like that has not been the fewest amount.
Yeah.
shut it down. And I don't think the Cubs have been doing that quite as well, although they've been better. Where you really fail, and this is where I think the Cubs could take advantage this weekend, is defensively.
Defensively, the Red Sox have been a disaster for just about ever. but we're just average, below average all the time.
Well, this year you've got the second most errors in baseball.
Yeah.
You've got the sixth worst and whereas the Cubs have the sixth best, and you have an average caught stealing, but the Cubs are third best in baseball. They throw out 32% of runners. So good luck stealing, my friend, this weekend.
Well,
and then Lucas Giolito, former White Sox ungreat.
Great on the Red Sox, though.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good year. It's okay.
On the road, did you look at his splits though? 3-0 on the road, 1.95 ERA on the road. He's great, and he's going to Chicago, where he has a lot of friends there. I'd watch out, dude. I like the Red Sox in this first game.
Well, especially because we're putting up Colin Ray, and I'm like, really? That's our best foot forward. So that surprised me. I don't like the matchup. It's true. I'm with you. I'm with you that this does not look good for the Cubs. But then you have Eric Bello, who actually has got a lower ERA even than Giolito at 3.14, Giolito at 3.36, and then but he's going up against Imanaga. I don't know why we're not starting with Imanaga, but we're not. And
I find it weird. Maybe they just want to give him an extra day. Could that be it? Could it be that simple that they just want to give him one more day's rest?
Well, he did pitch on Sunday. So it would be his turn under normal rest. So it would be an extra day. So yeah, I mean, Obviously it is. They got it planned out, whatever. And then Garrett Crochet, another ex-White Sox. They just changed the color of their socks, these guys.
They do. They just that's all it is. They just wake up and they're like, oh, look at that. I'm a Red Sox now. Badass lefty. Badass lefty, 10-4, 2.23 ERA, all-star. What can you say about the guy? I mean, two of our three guys going are like 6'6", 6'7", 250 pounds. Like, you got some meat coming at you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Well, especially because on Sunday we're throwing Tremendo Bartholomew Doink, otherwise known as TBD.
Crochet leads the league in strikeouts, second in ERA. Like, this guy's no fucking joke.
No, we're screwed. He's basically like your Paul Skeens.
He is. But on a better team.
Older. And,
right. And on a better team.
What did you give up for him? A lot to the White Sox?
You know what's funny? I was thinking about it before the show, and I meant to look it up. I was like, I don't remember. I just remember seeing he was on the team. It was literally while it was happening. I don't know what was happening. I was
big. It says it's a big haul.
I know, but I was at a wedding.
Chase Meadroth. I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, it was all like minor league talent and shit.
Yeah, Braden Montgomery. I mean, who knows? They're all named Braden or Caleb or Chase or how about this guy, Winkleman Gonzalez? Oh, so you gave up your 54th overall prospect.
Yeah, but for a guy who's like top 10 pitcher in the league, like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah,
I hate when people go crazy. They're like, dude, you got to protect the talent. I'm like, do you? Why not get one of the fucking 10 best players in the league?
Yeah, who knows how these guys. Kyle Teal, 25th overall prospect. Braden Montgomery, 54th overall. And then Chase Meadroth, your number 11th prospect and 14th prospect, Wikelman Gonzalez. Which, that's like two weird last names. Wikelman.
And Crochet, 8-1 on the road, 2.13 ERA.
I don't like it.
I think the Cubs lose 2 out of 3, buddy.
Oh, brutal. And the Cubs, they've got the Brewers on their heels right now, and they've really got to.
Well, and we're chasing. We're chasing the Blue Jays and the Yankees. So
yeah.
This is an important series for both teams. Also, just one of those series, it just kind of goes to show you what kind of team you are, because the Red Sox are hot. They are a top talent team. I mean, I think, you see all the prognosticators, like a lot of people have the Cubs going to the World Series right now. Dodgers Cubs is on everybody's fucking list, and I don't see a lot of Red Sox. I see a lot of Yankees still.
I mean, Red Sox get there. It'd be a miracle. I mean, obviously, both teams might be looking to add at the deadline, fill some of the holes that they have. But for the Cubs, it's 3 distinct holes, whereas you got that's what she said. But I think you have you could use another arm out of the pen. But if you didn't get it, maybe you could fill it. You could use one more arm period, just like a Craig Counsell special, like somebody like a Colin Ray, who could kind of be a swingman and be effective multiple times a week, eating innings. You could use a guy like that.
The Red Sox need to get a starting arm. They need a top. They need a 3 guy. They need a top end arm. They got to go out and do it, and they also have to. They need to get. They don't have to go crazy, but they got to get a little defensive help, which is usually an easy thing to fill.
Yeah, and especially late in the game, you're winning.
Yeah.
And you get a center fielder you could put in there that maybe a fast guy that can steal a base and a
Zobrist kind of guy that can come in and play a couple positions and it's good defensively. Just they need that.
Oh, you know what I don't need is that smell.
Oh God, I thought.
Cubs fans are getting too spoiled, but their plans are about to be foiled. They'll lose to Boston, and after we've lost them, they're gonna get swept by the Royals. Oh.
Jesus, he does not like the start of the fucking second half, does he?
No, Cubs.
How have his predictions been? Has anybody been following that? We need somebody to go back and see what.
I believe he always says the Cubs are going to get swept, so I don't think he's been doing a very good job.
He's not doing great.
Yeah.
He's not doing great.
So just a couple of announcements. I've got no TFCs. It's the All-Star break. We're taking a break. I got nothing.
Yeah, and we talked about all the stuff that happened during the All-Star game, and I think that's what we're supposed to talk about, Danny. I think that was it.
Yeah, and so we got tomorrow night, Bleacher Bunch, 8 p.m. Central, DJ Carrasco from Native Nations, and that's Native Nations, and the T's are 7s. So figure that out, because it really breaks my brain to have to throw a number in the middle of those words. Anyway, it's a really great organization. I'm looking forward to having him and Margaret on, and then we got Bleacher Bum Band on Friday. We were rehearsing for that last night, so I missed the first half of the All-Star game in the first place. That show is free. Come on out, July 18th, Friday. Come out, hang out with us, Output Lounge. It's going to be awesome. Also, I want everybody to put this in their calendar. We got Ranter Fest on August 2nd. Please buy your tickets so that I can plan. And that's at sunranto.com/ranterfest. If you're planning on coming, if you have any questions, just email me, sunranto@gmail.com. But September 6th, Johnny O's Bachelor Show. So we already had a Bleacher Bum Band show booked that day. And then I look, who's coming to town? Washington Nationals.
Unbelievable.
And I was like, and so I'm talking to Eric Wheelo, and I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, how about this bachelor party? We fly, because Eric's up in Milwaukee at that time. So he's like, I could just drive down, and then we just pick up Johnny. We'll buy his airfare, get him to the game. Maybe we drive to the boats.
What day is that game?
It's September 6th. Oh. Come in for that weekend too.
That might be my best fucking option.
Yeah. Well, that's what we should have done. Ranterfest is September 6th, but I don't know if anybody be available. Kids are back at school, all that stuff. But anyway, it's happening how it's happening. September 6th is Johnny O's Bachelor Party. So if you want to come out, we're playing a gig, and then we're going to be sitting in the bleachers, hanging out. I don't know if we'll go to that Saturday game, because we might just want to play the gig that day, but we'll figure it out. But we're definitely going to the game on that Sunday, I think. So
nice.
Anyhow,
should I bring my tambourine?
Yeah, but just don't play it. Just don't play it.
No, I'm playing it.
It's a very loud instrument.
I have 3.
Well, I'll tell you, you can borrow my tambourine with all the little jangles taken out of it. Yeah. So and then we got. I know I'm jumping around here, but we're going to be in St. Louis on August 8th through 10th, getting tattooed. Me and Bleacher Tony, Matt Cameron's putting tattoos on our bodies. and then we're going to be going to some game. We're going to
Have
go
you-
see Joe Kilgallen. Full summer.
Have you decided what you're getting?
Yeah, I'm going to get Mom, like the Sailor Jerry Mom, tattooed
I
on
got
my
it.
shoulder,
I have it. Okay.
and right up here. Just like the classic place to get it.
Sick.
Yeah, and then I might put some purple flowers in that heart, just to honor her because she liked
Yeah.
that. And
maybe above one of the little like dimples on the heart, maybe a little halo.
there you go. Like
You
a
know,
little-
honor her nunnedness.
yeah, I'll put the.
You should get a tattoo. Do
Of a
you have
nun?
that video? No, of her throwing the baseball, all in her fucking habit and everything.
Yeah, could I get a tramp stamp of a nun like taking
Throwing a
taking some
baseball?
swings? Yeah.
Do you have that video? Can you play that for us before we go out? God, I wonder if you have that on load.
no idea where it is,
All right.
but I'd have
You
to
should
look.
have. You should have that. That should be in the opening.
I'll find it if I got time before we get out here. And then but yeah, so St. Louis will be there, and then Cincinnati on September 20th. So it's like the rest of the season's
Jeez.
full. And then we got the playoffs coming. And then anyway, we got
Playoffs?
lots. Yeah, exactly. We're going.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
We're going.
It feels predetermined, doesn't it?
Well,
I feel I'm taking. Let me take my Red Sox.
I'm
hat.
glad Eric Wheelo's not on the show because he's like, what's going to happen? He's like, the Brewers are taking the division. It's not even going to be on the last game. He's like, you're going to fall apart in August like you always do, and we're going to win 20 straight, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, that's Eric Wheelo.
Like I'm going bald in this video. What's going on? Dude, is my hair thinning, Danny? Holy
Nah.
Jesus! All right,
No,
that's
you're
better.
good. You're good. Yeah. It's a good head of hair for a man in his 50s.
Yeah, dude. No gray yet. I can't believe it. It blows my mind.
Yeah, it's all that drinking and smoking you did.
I'm pickled. I'm fucking pickled. That's what I think it is.
Preserved.
Yeah, it's weird. Dude, that's a busy rest of the year.
I'm actually tired just thinking about all this crap.
I
so.
know. I was trying to think if there was a time to get you out to the lake and fucking get a little sun and swim around and sit on a little Cubs raft and drink some beers and listen to some baseball, but I don't think that's in the cards for you this
Next
year.
spring.
We're putting it on the books next year.
Yeah. Well, next year the Cubs will come to Fenway. Maybe it'll be in. It's always in May, isn't it? Usually when they do it,
Yeah.
right by our birthdays. So anyway, speaking of birthdays, let's see if we got any. Look at my handy dandy calendar here. Michael,
Wasn't your sister Amy's birthday?
yeah, but that was last week. We talked about that, and then today is the anniversary of my Thai guy stealing that baseball. Speaking of Kyle Schwarber, that was a walk-off homer from Kyle Schwarber. Tomorrow is Jonathan Evans. If you guys know him, he is he's one of the greatest collectors of Cubs memorabilia and concert posters that I know, and he's hired the Bleacher Bum Band. We played his wife's 40th birthday a bunch of years ago. Emily Cotton, Michael's wife, her birthday is on Saturday.
Happy birthday, Emily.
Jorge Moreno, he's the Spanish language voice of the Chicago Cubs. He's been on the Sun Ranto show. His birthday's Sunday. Brandy Colon, we're getting into next week, but she's next Monday.
Also,
Robert-
one of the all-time greatest fucking names in the world. It's like it's not even real. Brandy Cologne.
Yeah.
I wear Brandy Cologne.
Yeah. I wish Coach Stradamus did.
know.
Robert Davies, who longtime ranter Robert Davies,
Member of the
Patreon
Kings.
supporter. And I used to share season tickets with him.
That's
and then
right.
we pull it all the way around to next Thursday where Michael Carlson, who is a famed Cardinals hater. A lot of birthdays this week, so consult your rancher calendar and wish all those people a happy birthday. So thanks for tuning into this lunch rant. I know a lot of you guys are at work, and I actually have to get back to work, but that's our show. We'll just get to.
What's the weather look like, Danny, coming up for the weekend? Is it hot there right now? It is hot as the fucking hell up here. It's 92.
It has been hot, and let me take a look. I'll take a look real quick in case you're not. Oh, we got a severe thunderstorm warning. That's fun. Take shelter. I'm just good thing I opened this up. All right.
Good thing you're already in the basement.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we actually had a
The
little
house is
flooding
on
here.
fire upstairs.
Well, tomorrow it's going to be 70, but then Friday it warms up a little bit to 76. Then we got it's a night game, by the way, on Saturday, which is kind of weird, and it is a chance of thunderstorms in the evening. So good luck with that. And then Sunday, it's going to rain all day. So I hope maybe, just maybe, you'll get a chance to come in and see the Red Sox at Wrigley regardless.
Oh my
when
God.
these games are rained out, they play a doubleheader sometime on October 1st or something like that.
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I do need to give away the chance postcard. So let's do that. And then we'll leave everybody. And hashtag chance in the chat. It's your last chance to get in the chance. And let's pick
chance.
Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. If you free your mind, I'm the rest in line. Honey, I'm still free. Rogue Wave Creative. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Very fine sponsor of the show. And appreciate you being here today. And I guess that's it. That's the Son Ranto show. That's all we had to say about that. Let's go second half. Second half, baby.
Second half, baby.
So we're coming back to Wrigley. So that's the song I'm playing. Have a great
All right.
rest of your
Well,
day.
I will be busting your balls all weekend. And go Red Sox.
Oh, God. Go Cubs.
I'm coming back to Wrigley with a ticket in my hands. No ring upon my finger because I am just a fan. And I spent most of my money on sausages and beer. But I was there when they won it that year. A pressured anticipation had the city tightly wrought with a 5-3 combination as the sailing ball was caught. Half a dozen generations who would live to see the day the Cubs would take the season all the way. Now we're coming back to Wrigley. We're coming back to Wrigley, where the ivy will start growing and the April winds are blowing in today. The conquerors in triumph bring the foreign trophy home, like old Caesar on the Appian way back in ancient Rome. While the cities of the vanquished